The year was 1908. A young journalist named Napoleon Hill sat in a grand office, nervously tapping his notebook. Across the table sat Andrew Carnegie, the Steel King, one of the richest men alive. Carnegie leaned forward and said, "Napoleon, if I revealed to you the secret behind wealth and success, would you devote the next 20 years of your life to share it with the world?" Hill hesitated. No money, no security, just a promise. And yet, something inside him whispered, yes. That single yes set Hill on a journey that would change millions of lives. Carnegie's first lesson to Hill was simple. Every success begins with a burning desire. To prove it, he told Hill about a man named Edwin Barnes. Barnes wasn't rich, wasn't educated. But he had one dream: to work with Thomas Edison. One day, with almost no money, he boarded a train and showed up at Edison's office. "I've come to be your partner," he said. People laughed. He looked like a beggar. But Edison saw the fire in his eyes, and gave him a small job. Years later, Barnes' persistence paid off. He became Edison's business partner and made a fortune. Hill understood. When desire is so strong, the world finds a way to help you. Later, Hill met Henry Ford. Ford had an idea. An engine with 8 cylinders in a single block, the V8. His engineers told him, impossible. 6 months passed, still impossible. A year passed, still impossible. But Ford only repeated one thing: build it anyway. Finally, after years of effort, the breakthrough came. The V8 engine became a revolution. Hill saw the truth. Faith is not blind hope. Faith is stubborn belief, even when the world says no. One evening, Hill reflected on something surprising. Most millionaires he met weren't book smart. Carnegie didn't have fancy degrees. Ford barely went to school. But they had something better: specialized knowledge. Carnegie mastered steel. Ford mastered production. Edison mastered electricity. They didn't try to know everything. They focused on one thing, and became the best at it. Hill also met inventors, dreamers, and pioneers. He remembered the story of the Wright brothers. 2 bicycle mechanics in Ohio dared to dream of flying when people mocked them. Man wasn't meant to fly, critics shouted. But in 1903, at Kitty Hawk, their imagination took off. Literally. And today, the world flies because 2 men believed in the impossible. Imagination, Hill realized, was the workshop of the mind. As Hill continued his research, he saw another pattern. The successful made quick, firm decisions, and stuck to them. Abraham Lincoln decided to abolish slavery. The decision was unpopular, costly, dangerous, but he persisted, and changed the course of history. Meanwhile, people who failed were the ones who kept changing their minds, paralyzed by doubt. Carnegie explained his greatest secret to Hill: no man becomes rich alone. You need a mastermind, a group of people who push you higher. Carnegie himself had dozens of advisors. Ford had engineers. Edison had his lab assistants. One mind creates ideas. Many minds turn them into empires. After 20 years of research, interviews, and stories of dreamers, builders, and leaders, Hill finally understood Carnegie's secret. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was desire, faith, knowledge, imagination, persistence, decision, and teamwork. That's how wealth is built. That's how dreams are achieved. So let me ask you, what is your burning desire? What dream keeps you awake at night? Because Napoleon Hill's journey proves one thing: if you hold that dream with unshakable faith, and refuse to quit, the world will move aside for you. Comment your dream below, and subscribe for more life-changing stories from the greatest books ever written.